Hey everyone, this is the first segment on this pattern. You're going to take your fabric and zigzag all along the entire perimeter of the fabric. And then press it with an iron just to make sure it's nice and smooth. Then you're going to go on ahead and fold over each end. I ask you to try to make sure that they are even, because if you don't, when you sew, it's going to be a pain. So fold over each end. This part will hold our PVC, will hold our pipe cleaners. And the other side is just going to be a seam. Just a little seam on one end and a larger seam on the other. And we're done on that segment. All right, the next thing we need to do is fold this in half. And you're going to put a seam with your iron in the middle. Just try to smooth everything out to the best of your ability. Look how beautiful that is. Now you're going to open it up. And we're going to take a pipe cleaner and we're going to lay it in the middle of the seam. And then we'll fold over the ends and you're going to zigzag across the top of that. All right, everyone, we're just going to take the pipe cleaner and we're going to sew it in the middle of that seam, do a zigzag. This is the part that will be used on people's chins. It helps us to customize the mask. At the end, make sure you fold your pipe cleaner over and tuck it in really good so there's no edges. Okay, in our next step, we're going to use 3 pipe cleaners. We have 2 that are going to be the frame. We're going to twist them together until they are approximately 8 inches long. We're going to fold the edges over and make sure they're nice and tight. 8 inches should fit your fabric properly. Then we are going to take the 3rd pipe cleaner. We're going to fold it in half and twist it. It doesn't have to be twisted super tight, just enough to hold it together really nicely. Fold the edges over, and we're going to fit that centered over the longer piece that has the 2 pieces. Then we twist it all together. Make sure all of the edges, the pokey edges, are tucked in. I pressed mine down with a knife. And then we are going to go on ahead and take the whole thing and we're going to put it in the middle of the top seam. We can take and put we can sew over it to anchor it in the middle. And then the next step, we are going to fold over the crease and we are going to piggyback the pipe cleaner and sew a seam. Now, we're going to do a 1/4 inch hem on the end of this as we're going to create the pocket that the pipe cleaner nose piece will go into. It's my recommendation that you pin both sides of this before you sew it. If it is not even, when you put the pleats in this thing and finalize this mask, it's going to look terrible, and pleating is already so fun. If it starts being unequal and uneven, it will buckle out on the edges. Now, we have the edges pinned and we're going to make a pocket for this pipe cleaner. And just piggyback your presser foot along the pipe cleaner. Just go slow and go on ahead and sew a straight line along the entire pipe cleaner all the way to the other end, just piggybacking on your pipe cleaner. That's just one little part that's piggybacked on it. And it'll lift your presser foot up, but it's okay, it'll work. We just need a small pocket that will hold this thing stable. Now, lay our fabric face up on your board. We have ironed it. Just press it lightly. Believe it or not, your iron is going to be your friend. Find out exactly where the center is, where your pipe cleaner is. And then take your elastic, 7 inches long, and put it about 1/2 inch away from that pipe cleaner and pin it in place. Now we're going to go on ahead and fold the fabric over, establish exactly where that pipe cleaner is going to be, and this will tell you what you have to do with the top. Then just smooth it out, and then on the other side we're going to create the hem when this is all done. Now we're going to fold this and bring the other edge with the nose piece up to the top. If by chance it is not even on the end, don't worry about it, because you can just go on ahead and create a hem there to make sure everything is even. Now we have the fabric right side in, and we're going to sew approximately 1/2 inch in all along the side and stop about 1 inch from the end where your other seam is on the end. Now, this is how much we have left on the end, but for durability's sake, we're going to go on ahead and sew through the entire section again. But make sure that your distance from the seam to the end of the fabric is the same, so that everything will be nice and square when we flip it over and put it together. Now, go on ahead and cut the edges of this a little bit. Just take the corner off. This will help us to have a better seam whenever we flip it out. Now flip it right side out the way it needs to be, and then just go on ahead and press out with your fingers or with a straight edge all of the seams so that you have a really nice straight edge, and it turns into a beautiful shape. Also, notice we're going to do a quick press, that the top where the nose piece is, this is where you're going to go on ahead and mark that. Just press along the edge there so that everything is nice and smooth and will be easier for you to sew at a later time. Now we have the fun time of pleating. I just want to mention to y'all that the nose piece needs to be on the top. All the pleats will be facing down, but we want the top where the nose piece is and the bottom underneath it to be even. If it's not uneven, just go on. If it's not even, just go on ahead and just sew another little seam there until you get it even. Now, for the pleats, we want to start from the bottom. We want the pleats to be facing down. You can see how she's doing it. I do press. This drove me nuts because I'm OCD. Just go on ahead and get in 3 pleats and just keep on doing it until you figure out how to get 3 inches or 2.5 out of this thing, and then measure your sides. That's beautiful. Now, to make these easier for you to sew, just hold the pleats together and just press it and steam it till it is as flat as you can possibly get it, okay? Do both sides. It doesn't have to be perfect, ladies, but try to have the sides be equal, or at least closely equal. And then go on ahead and make sure that you are 3 inches or below. There we go. Now, we have our edge in the machine here, and we are starting from the top where the elastic is, needed to be put in. It's best to sew pleats from the top to the bottom. Be aware that your pleats will try to open up here, so try to keep them small the way they need to be. So close to the edge, and we are going to do this twice. Now, you might have to flip your fabric around. I know we're not supposed to have it on the inside, but sometimes we have to do what we have to do. It might be a bit difficult going through the first set of elastic, and you might have to feed it through. My machine didn't like doing it, but just go on ahead and keep the pleats in place and sew all the way down, and then do it twice. Go back up. All right, everyone, here's your finished mask. What we're going to do is we're just going to press it out, and then I'll show y'all the inside opening. You can press both sides where the filters go. We want to thank y'all for sewing these. Now, I want to tell you that we are not promising that this will protect anybody from any germ at all. We're not telling you nobody's going to get sick while wearing these. We are accepting no liability, implied or otherwise, for the safety of any human being anywhere on this world. So, make these, do your best. We thank you very much. Bye. Hey everyone. These things are going to come out of the washer all yucked up like this one is. All you have to do is go on ahead and open it up and snap it closed, snap it open, run your fingers over it, and then you can press it out if you like.
And let it air dry.
And there you go. You're ready. Let it air dry. We have put these in some in the dryer. I'm not going to tell you not to, but this is how we're doing it. Bye.